as long as they come. We live and die for the loot. God, I don't care where you from. We bring the poison and shoot. Every suspect's a corner.
Yo, you know, people are always asking me when I'm going to do another Style Wars. When's Style Wars 2 coming out? People want to know what people are doing now and all that. And what Cope has done is done a film which is, you know, out of his experience. And I think that, you know, I always thought that was the next step after Style Wars, was for writers to tell their own story. And, you know, Cope is doing that. And in doing so, he's giving a good overview of history, and he's giving the point of view of a lot of old writers and a lot of new writers. And, you know, I think that's good. So I don't have to do a Style Wars.
Let me tell you something about bombing. If you're one of the real hardcore bombers like me, you should know what it is, man. That shit is like almost when you're a fucking dope fiend and you're fiending for that fix. Yo, when you want to go bombing, you go bombing. You go out there and you fucking destroy everything. I'm talking about highways, rooftops, buildings, trains, anything, even police cars, anything you want to slam, you slam. It's nothing. No better feeling than bombing, especially if you're dedicated and you know what it is to destroy. Bombing is a good feeling because if you get, let's say you go bombing in one night, you can get maybe 100 throw-ups, all city just destroying shit. Cap taught me how to really bomb. He taught me how to like take it to another level with like hitting every car and both sides of the train. Like if there's a layup with like 30 cars, hit every fucking car on both sides. You know, he taught me how to really bomb. And he gave me the throw-up I have today and shit, which I'm thankful for, you know. It's good to have a throw-up from one of the most notorious bombers of all time, which is Cap.
I guess I met Cope in about 81. I was hitting the 2s and 5s with MPC at the time. My partner was Cap. He was just a little kid coming around the neighborhood, but he definitely showed hard. He hit the 4s heavily back in the day. He hit the 2s and 5s towards the mid-80s a lot. Cope was probably about up to here on me then, and he definitely was in the role of like a younger guy looking up to people who had already established themselves. The thing about him that I think will be his legacy is once graffiti ended, there is nobody before or since that has done as many walls with as many different people. He's a pretty social cat. I mean, he knows everybody, like in rap, graff, pretty much anybody that's anybody has had some contact, good or bad, with Cope2.
This is Cope2, cooling here with the founder of hip-hop, Cool Herb, man, respect. Peace, my brother.
This is my man. You know what I'm saying for the rest of my life, yo.
Real hip-hop.
You know what I'm saying? And it's all good from the bricks to the wood, boy.
Much respect to my man Cope, you know, and for those who show me much love, I ain't saying nothing but peace to y'all too. And let it always be known that I'm strictly gonna be TFP, you know what I'm saying? And my man Cope,
destroy right
that's
here.
right, no doubt.
Yo, everybody out there support Cope2, real nigga graffiti, nigga keep it alive, many years. You know what I'm saying? We love him. You know what I'm saying? His brother Daze and the whole crew. Got nothing but love. Joe Crack, TATS, nigga, why?
Yo, man. All right, Cope 1, Cope 2. To set the story straight, there is only one, and that's me, the original.
I can be thousands of miles away, you know, in Europe, and I see a Cope piece and I feel the Bronx. I feel that he's representing it, and is an artist that continues a battle to keep something real.
It's our aura, man. It's like our way of expression, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's art form, man, at the highest peak, G. You know what I'm saying? It's all visual thoughts, man. I love just looking at it. Half the time I can't even read it, you know? But I love just looking at it, trying to figure it out, man.
So when you look at it, you just don't study the letters, but you feel the artist himself when you see it. And it's the same thing for Cope. When I see a Cope piece, I don't just, the style is there, and it's definitely a great style, but there's more of an artist that I feel, you know, as Cope, the one who paints everywhere in the Bronx and does throw-ups and still represents, still does trains.
If the trains were running, man, I have that shit locked, man. Cause before the 4 train died, I took over. I was king, inside and out. Throw-ups, pieces. I had that shit destroyed, yo, on the real. If the trains were bombed right now, forget it, man. I have that shit destroyed, man. Inside and out, top to bottoms, just like the way I used to have it back in 82, 83, 84.
This is Dyer Avenue. Last stop.
So you down with Cap?
Yeah, Cap, definitely. Cap gave me my throw up I have today. A lot of people don't know that. But when I met Cap, he really liked the way I bombed this shit. So I had this other throw up style, and I wanted another throw up style, so he gave me the one I have today.
How many throw ups have you done?
I mean, from the time I've started, forget about it, man. Probably thousands, who knows, millions by now.
So what does KD stand for?
KD stands for Kings Destroy, Killer Dogs, Keeping Dollars, Cool Demons, whatever you want to call it, but the main meaning is Kings Destroy. Because back in the day, when I first came out with the crew, early 82, it was Kids Destroy. Because I was much smaller and I was bombing the trains, and I just made up KD. Kids Destroy was Spell, Rio, Am, Kai, and Ston 3.
So yo, what made you get into graff?
Man, yo, this shit goes like way back, like talking about like 78, 79 with my cousin Chico. He used to like have pilots in his drawer all the time, and he used to throw tags around the block.
I used to write, well, geez, I first started writing Juice, and then from there, I went to write my own name, which is Chico, Chico 80. And I used to do, even my teachers in junior high school used to say, I seen your name all over the train station. I said, oh, was that me? And it was Chico 80 all over the place. And you know, I used to go to all the breaking contests with New York City Breakers and stuff like that. And then then I introduced him, and he started into breaking. So it was like, you know, it's like a pattern. You start breaking, from breaking you start doing graffiti, you start DJing. You know, a lot of people, you know, have different outlets. Some from breakers become writers, some from breakers become DJs, some from breakers become, you know, a lot of different things. But it's all in the same family.
It's all hip hop.
As you know, as far as the hip hop and, you know, and the freestyle and the graffiti is concerned. You know, it's like a whole package deal, you know, and there's a lot of outlets that you can, you know, turn to. And he just, from breaker, he turned to graffiti writer.
I started really looking at the graph in '79. I remember when my mom, she'd take me to fucking Jew-Man's to buy me Adidas and Pumas and BVDs. And we used to take the fucking 4 to 149, go downstairs, take the 2 or the 5, and fucking, I see big Comet and Blade throw-ups, man, on the 5 and 2s. Them dudes definitely inspired me a lot.
Yeah, when I first did pieces years ago in the 70s, there was no 3Ds, there was no clouds, there was no blends, there was not people. And this is very important for you young guys out there. Years ago, this is how one of the first pieces looked. Came up to the wall, you wanted to write your name. Say your name was Net. You wrote N, right? E, P, Net. This was a simple piece when the guys started. Just outline it like this, see? That's the way guys used to do it, like this. That was a piece. That's how it started. See? That's just an example. Then as time went on, we made bigger pieces. Filled them in thicker. And started to make top to bottoms. Then whole card.
And then I started looking at the 4 lines, and I started noticing pieces by Tracy 168. Mitch 77, also Mark 98 had pieces on the trains too, and Fritos.
It's nothing better than the old days, man. I'm talking about the early 80s, man. That's when graff really got big time, man. And my boy, I got Cope from my boy Daryl. He used to write Cope with the K and shit, and I started writing Cope with the C. I got the 2 from Band 2, because also Band 2 was a big influence on me also. I used to love Band 2's style. He was like king of the fucking 4s inside. He had throw-ups also on the outside.
I seen you thousands of times, like, oh shit, it goes Band, I'm out. The only time with Trap, you was with I think he was with a couple of niggas in one seminar. I was with Trap. I said, yo, I told Trap, don't tell them motherfuckers who I am, I'll beat your fuck. He's like, yo, they ain't gonna do nothing, bro. I said, why?
Who was there? Who was there?
It was me and Trap. I don't know, it was you and like 4 other dudes. Yo. It looks like me a little, right? With Big Peach. Right? Check me out right there. Yo, what's up? This is Cope, busting out this fat war here. Couple of legends. T-Kid on the side. You got Scene in the middle. I'm on the side over here. You got Sess up on top. Ivory, my man, Virus.
What's the difference to you between doing something like this and doing a train back in the day?
Big difference between between the paint, between the caps, between the new paint that's out there today. It's like a whole new world now. It's like everything has to be tight, clean, and crisp. You know, everything back then wasn't that tight, clean, and crisp. So it's a big difference, big difference in what's going on. And the work this work is much more advanced from what it was way back. You know.
So you enjoy doing walls?
Not really. Train is best.
It was just so wild, man. Graffiti was just so. It was live and it was really happening back then. Seeing and Duster UA just destroying the 6 line, that shit was like, they had the shit locked. PJay also, you had the FBA crew, it was just crazy. So one day, out of curiosity, I actually conducted where they park these trains, because I knew that riders couldn't do no piece on the train while the train was moving. So he told me, oh, we parking in a yard. So I was like, where is it? So he told me though. He told me Tracy Towers, and I knew where Tracy Towers was. So I went over there. Yo, this is the treacherous 4 yard. One of the dopest yards ever. I mean, when I first came in here, man, was like with the niggas from my old block, Soph and Piz. We went up in here and we started smacking trains, and I was bugging out when I seen all these fucking trains parked under fucking Tracy Towers, man. I really got into it when I seen this shit. And man, yo, it's nothing better than like back in the days, man. You go in the yard and you see nothing but fucking whole cars and burners and the insides are bombed. This is one of my favorite yards. This is the first yard I hit when I first started back in the days. I hit this yard, like you could say, in late 78, 79. I was mad little. I must have been like around 9 or 10 years old. And I came up in this shit. You don't know what it is, the feeling to get up in this yard. Back in the days, they never had none of these fences and these barbed wires. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like now, back in the days, you could just walk right through this motherfucker. Now they got a fucking security booth right here with these fucking phony ass motherfuckers sitting in there and shit, talking bullshit, thinking about some soul food or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, you could just walk right through this bitch and walk right in and just destroy this motherfucker. Or if not, you can get in through the back where the staircase is at. You come up through Tracy Towers and just walk down the staircase and go right in this motherfucker, man. You don't know, man. I got mad history and memories from this fucking place, yo. This shit was the bomb. There was weekends I used to come up in this bitch and just fucking parlay in this shit. This where KD started, Kids Destroy. Me and my boy. Yo, you fucking asshole. My boy Spell, Rio, Kai, rest in peace, Don 3, rest in peace. We used to come up here on weekends. Yo, I'm talking about walking this motherfucker with pizza pies and sit down in the train and eat a whole pie of pizza type of shit. And then smoke a blunt and just destroy this motherfucker. That's the type of shit I'm talking. That's how sweet this yard was. Me and my boy Cone TNF used to go up in this 4 yard and just fucking rock this shit. We used to just destroy it with throws. I remember one night, me, Pove, JSon, Delta, and Cap came in here, and we hit the whole fucking 4 yard in one night. We destroyed this shit. Pove had a fucking laundry bag full of pound can Rust-Oleums, flat blacks, silvers, flat whites, harbor blues, regal reds. Only real niggas, only real bombers know about Rusto, man. Rusto's for real bombers, niggas who really bomb with the orange center tips. Bro, we came in here, we dogged the whole yard. But I tell you one thing, when you got raided in this motherfucker back in the day, you got raided. You had cops come from all over the place. I mean, these niggas really came in here and chased you out. You know, yo, one time I was on top of a train full in a marker, and I seen cops from all over the place, and I seen the train ready to leave the yard. I jumped on top of that train and got inside. If it wasn't for that train, I would've got busted. That train went right out where the trains come in, took that shit, it stopped at Bedford, I got out, slid down the pole, and I was gone. Yo, this is the Banner Squad headquarters. See this door right here? You're gonna fuck with them right here. Ready, fam?
Oh my gosh. It's locked.
Probably out looking for me. I'm not scared of doing trains at all. No way I'm scared of trains. I'm not gonna go in the yard and train's gonna bite me or fucking the train yard is gonna gang or jump me or some shit. I'm not afraid of trains at all. I'm afraid of the Vandal Squad because they know if they catch me, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're gonna make it into some like O.J. Simpson trial.
Graffiti was it was a rebellious movement, every aspect of it. You didn't buy your supplies. You didn't buy your film. You racked your film that had free mail-in developers. So to get your pictures, they would develop for free. You have people today that go out here to buy paint. They walk into Home Depot with a gold credit card to buy their cans. That's crazy. I mean, that was part of the game. Racking your fat caps. Not only paint fat caps in itself. You walk into a supermarket and try to beat the neighborhood kids in there for the fresh supply of Niagaras. And that was all part of the game. And people can't fathom what it took back then to get up. And that's what I think has to be brought to people's attention. It didn't take just 2 or 3 hours in a train yard to do a panel piece. What was behind before that and what it took afterwards to get your pictures developed. You know, that's what it was about, chasing your trains down and to keep on top of your stuff.
When I was a graffiti artist, I used to hear mad stories. Cope ran up on some artist, crossed them out, beat him over the head. Has an MBC, Morris Park crew, Cap, the whole crew. And we used to be there like, man, you know, hearing stories about Cope2 and thinking in our minds, that's what we want to be. We want stories like that told of us back in the days so that the kids come up, they got something to go. Those stories weren't just about, oh, Cope2 ran up on some heads. That was your motivation for getting up, man, a myth. And it wasn't even a myth, but in the scheme of mythology, the legend, the stories, and so on. So my influences came straight from you.
I respect that.
That's my influence. I wanted to get up like Cope.
So what do you think about your dad doing graff?
I think it's okay and it's fun because when I do it, I feel like I'm the second Cope doing the same stroke and tap.
So what's that you doing?
My father's name.
Yeah? Who's your dad?
King Cope.
You like graff? You like graffiti? No? Okay, what about you, Chulo?
Graffiti to me is not that bad or so. I don't think it's that bad. You know, it's not like they're committing a crime or anything. They do walls with characters. They do fat names. They do all types of stuff. It's fat.
Yo, what are you out here doing today?
We're just getting together, doing a little production. You know me, my man Need, and my man Virus from Canada, blowing some shit up. Doing some Pinky in the Brain shit, you know, for the little kids around the neighborhood. Don't always need characters with guns. That shit is like played already.
Think people in the neighborhood appreciate what you're doing?
I mean, they better appreciate it. If not, then fuck them, B, because yo, they should be worrying about the drug dealers around the neighborhood than to be worrying about this shit. This ain't destroying their kids. The fucking crack and the dope is fucking up their children. So they need to worry about that shit and to be worrying about this shit. See this right here? Come here, I'm gonna show you. This right here don't kick.
That, right?
Yeah, you need like some style. If you want, I'll do it, B. Yeah, want me? I'll do it.
All right, Need One from the Bronx, right around this area here. All right. The east side of the Bronx. So how long you been writing for? It's been about 12 years, about 10 or 12 years, something like that. You know, the elements have changed though. You know, like back then, it was like you were cool to do it on a train or whatever. Now there's no trains. I don't think kids even think about trains anymore. They just come out and do walls.
Graffiti ain't the same anymore, man. Today, it's like the trains are clean. I mean, you know, it's like a James Bond mission to get in the fucking yards. You gotta fucking cut holes and risk getting cut by the fucking barbed wire now. It's all fucked up, man. But you know, it's in my blood, man. I always managed to get in and do a fucking piece and take my photo. That's all I wanted, my photo. I don't give a fuck who sees it or not. There's like a billion fucking graffiti mags all around the world. You know, I'll mail a couple to any mag. You know, that's just my prerogative. I love graffiti mags. A lot of people talk a lot of shit about graffiti mags, like, you know, they're whack, this and that. But when their shit don't come out, they start bitching, you know? A lot of writers are like that. Me, I love graffiti mags. Graffiti mags is today. That's graffiti today, you know? If it's like back in the days in 82, 83 when I was destroying trains, if I can hit 50 fucking trains and everyone see it, it's just a magazine. It's just like a magazine to me today. If I can hit 50 magazines and people see my shit, hey, you know, that means I'm bombing. I'm bombing magazines. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, what do you write?
Chino, B-Y-I.
You draft flicks to the source?
Yeah, I do. I lay out and scan, choose, write text, and monthly we bring our readers graffiti.
What do you think of Cope?
Cope? I can only compare Cope to like, let's say LL Cool J in terms of careers. You know, they've been in the game for a minute, and I give them both credit for the longevity. Every time I get murals mailed into me at the source, 9 out of 10 times, if the mural's somewhere in New York City, Cope's a part of this collaboration. And so I give them a lot of credit.
This is Cope, boom. We're on 131st and Old Broadway. Check it. Got this fat permission wall trying to blow up. Me, Flight, Need, Virus, Serve, Ovi. This kid Face from Germany, and Was. I see you got some flavor-ass colors over here.
Basically like a bunch of like yellows, browns. You know, we got like some green designs, pink. Basically almost like a rainbow type shit, you know what I'm saying? That girls like, you know?
What do you think about the wall here?
The wall's coming out pretty tight. Cope is doing a good job.
How'd you meet him?
I met him at Cedar Park, because that's right behind my building. I was doing a throw-up with a silver and blue. And I seen these 3 guys come up and they were drinking 40s and stuff. And I was like, oh God, these guys are gonna rape me, they're gonna mug me or something. And it was Cope, Cap, and Skate. This was back like in '92. And they were bugging out because they saw that I was doing a throw up on the wall. So they put me down with MPC. And we done a couple of walls together and stuff.
Yo, what's up? What you write? What you write?
Face.
Face, where you from? Where you from, man?
From Berlin, from Germany.
Sir, how'd you meet Cope?
I knew Cope for years. I knew Cope for more than 12 years. And when I met him in the train station. And I had him on, he had him on for just bombing, and then we just started talking. And, you know, we just connected. But we never painted with each other because, you know, he was killing the fours and I was already in the range. We established, you know, a full friendship with each other where, you know, we're like good friends and shit, but at the same time, we also treat each other like writers. That's always been our attitude because we came from our era. We're practically the same age anyway. And it's cool that he's still around, you know, doing this thing. You know, he's got the most positive attitude to graffiti, you know, out of all writers.
Tough City. Get this tattoo.
Which one are you picking out?
No, I'm getting something done already. Right here. This character my man served it. Shit is official. It's gonna say Boricuas don't play. So you motherfuckers know we don't play.
This is the only person I know. Every year, I speak to him on the phone. Yo, man, I ain't gonna write graffiti no more. I'm tired of it. I've been writing too many years. He says that. Next week, he's like, yo, wanna do a wall? I think for the past like 5 years, I heard that he's quitting. He's quitting. Can't quit.
It's the bullshit against you. Graff is like dope. Once a dope fiend, always a dope fiend. You know how that dope is, that shit get into your bones and your muscles, and you start aching, and you're like, oh yeah, brother. Oh yeah, papi. And you gotta go get the motherfucking manteca and tato bajando.
I think it's the fumes that got you fucked up. So what's the meaning behind this tattoo, Cope? Tell us the audience here.
Straight up a motherfucking hardcore nigga.
That's supposed to be you right there?
Yeah, you could say so. I mean, yo, I don't want to kill anyone, but you gotta let niggas know I'm representing my culture, Puerto Ricans, Boricuas, you know what I'm saying? We don't play.
And now my partner Cope2 right here from uptown, he's doing his thing. He's got shit moving. And I respect that because him, out of a lot of people, I give credit to. All the motherfuckers that disrespect the old school, they got me to deal with, and they know I'm putting my foot in their ass straight up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not having nothing for nothing for nothing. You know what I'm saying? If it got to come down, if I got to rob you motherfuckers who you think that's doing your thing where it's gonna, I'm gonna rob. Cold-blooded, I'm an ex-stick-up kid. What's up, right? Peace, baby, how you?
Throw a couple of jabs in there, Kase.
I can't fuck around like that and show you the whips and dips, you know what I'm saying? And all that, cause that's just for pastime play. But in reality, I just want people to know and understand one thing. In this function, such as graffiti and hip hop, you have to respect old school. Straight up and down. I don't care if you come out 3 more generations from now into the future of 2001 or whatever. Straight
We ain't the ones.
That's right. We not
ain't
the ones. I know I'm not the one.
Bring it on, dick riders.
I know Cope ain't the one. So,
all you dick riders, y'all niggas know who y'all are. I know, you know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I ain't gonna say no name.
I put it like
Bring it on.
Y'all can ride on the grindstone, but you can't get a piece of the rock. Simple as that, because your teeth gonna motherfucking chip off from trying to chew on the grind.
When I first came out, G, you know what I'm saying, a lot of artists showed me love because I mentioned writing graffiti on the wall, you know?
I came out in like 1971, so I've seen like the whole thing from its inception. And the thing that saddens me about today, not only are the trains taken out of the equation for the most part, but that graffiti only exists where it's allowed to exist. Like, okay, you take the Bronx. People kind of gave up on that neighborhood, so Giuliani and his people are like, okay, let the graffiti heads have the Bronx, you know? You go down to Park Avenue, you take a tag, it's gone the next day. So there's like a real elitist system in this city of where graffiti can be allowed to exist. And the whole point of it is that it's a random thing in your face, like a train with a Cope on it, or a PJay or a JSon. When that pulled up to the station, that was in your face. You had no choice but to see that. Now, if you want to go see a wall, you got to get directions, you know, make sure the fence isn't locked. It's not the same. And you know what? The public is missing out because there's a lot of art out there that they would like to see.
Man, like right now, I really can't be inside this fucking yard because it's like a feeling, man, that gets into your fucking blood that you want to just go get a fucking can and just destroy these boys. Right here, man. This shit right here. This is the shit right here. You fucking street toy bombers don't know shit about these fucking steel motherfuckers, man. This is the shit right here. This is the shit I grew up. This is my playground back in the days when I was a little kid. This was my fucking park right here, the trains, man. Yo, this is Cope2. You know what's up. Chilling with my nigga Cone TNF, my old partner from back in the days and shit. We used to destroy shit. Yo, Cone, let these niggas know how you used to get down back in the days.
Yeah, we used to kill the trains when they were white, the 2s and 5s were white, we destroyed them. We bumped into Cat, started bombing with him. He was a big bomber, big time bomber. Everybody knows about Cat. And basically, I can say I was a king for a short period of time, you know, bombing with the king. And back in the days, I had a motorcycle and we would go into Yonkers before the cans were locked up. Behind closed gates, you know, we used to rack, kill shit, and come back home on the bike. About 30 cans deep.
Now we just came out niggas, got the bypass. Skilly right there, check them out. Catching niggas racking. You guys can't be racking.
How many cans you get?
Go, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What? What's this, bro? Down with both thugs, man?
9. Got 9 cans.
Good day, huh?
I'm the frog. I'll get your courageous cat in a minute, pal. Remember them guys?
I can't walk in a fucking hardware without trying to break the fucking cage or racking a fucking can. That's how really addictive this shit is. People don't realize. Oh, I can't go down the street without throwing a fucking marker tag or slapping a stick on a fucking pole or inside the train. It's really like, yo, this shit is fucking ill. People don't realize how real this shit is. The realest motherfucker in this whole graff game. Even in their afterlife, trains will never be safe from the aerosol antics of Cope2. Cope rocks a top-to-bottom whole car on a scrap train. Brooklyn, 1997. When we're sitting here in Brooklyn in the scrap yard, you know, a lot of people say, you know, this shit is like whack, but I like it because these are like the last of the old trains left, as you can see. You know, these are like the last old trains left. So I like just the feeling of just painting on them. You know, it's just that feeling. It's like brings back them old flashbacks from the old days.
And basically, I just do it for nice flicks. Because when these trains are gone, there's gonna be no more old trains left. You know, but them silver trains, and that's what's running right now through the subway system. The new trains, the new silver joint. And I'm still hitting those, you know, I catch those on the regular.
Man, I came a long way in this game, man. It's nothing like just, yo, those old trains, man. I just wish we had them shits back. I can tell you stories, man. I've had some of the most fucking incredible raids, man. I've had raids that I thought I was gonna fucking die in them motherfuckers. And the feeling of just fucking hitting a train, man. The smell of that fucking Rusto, the Krylons, the fucking Red Devils. Yo, man, it's just incredible. It's just something, you gotta really be in it, man. Really feel it.
The feeling is just unreal, man, I'm telling you. And I'm here to stay, man. I'm gonna keep bombing and bombing. There's no stopping me.
Who do you think is the king of style?
King of style, there's just too many. There's just so many, man. You got niggas like T-Kid, Kase 2, Phase 2. I mean, it's just too many. There's nobody king of style. Mitch 77 was definitely my favorite all-time idol. He definitely made me, you know, get more into like burners. He had some dope whole cars in the 4s, man. Him and Disco.
I think one thing you gotta know about Cope is he grew up in the right place at the right time, because a lot of the old writers from the early days he had access to and was influenced by them. They all grew up around, you know, this neighborhood. It's like a hall of fame around here for, you know, writers of yesteryear. So he came from good ground, that's for sure, man.
So you and Cope grew up on the trains at the same time?
Yeah. We just never ran into each other in the trains.
Yeah, he tried to crack my head a couple of times with a bat.
Man, you gotta bring that old news up, man.
Nah, it's a
I didn't
joke,
want to
bro.
hit you with that bat, man.
That shit was funny, though.
Shit. That shit was funny.
I wanted to meet you. I was fucking jocking, but when I seen you with that bat, I was like, holy shit, what's going on?
Man, that's you smoking fucking Woolers back there.
First time, I can't really remember the first time I went in the yard. It's been so many fucking years. But I remember seeing all the fucking trains in there and seeing all the pieces on the trains that would bug me out and said, yo, this is where they do these fucking trains at. This shit is fresh. Because back then, that was the word, fresh. You know, like now this shit is like, yo, that shit is fat, or this shit is real, or this shit is hot. Back then, the shit was fresh. So I was like, yo, this shit is fresh. So, I mean, I wasn't scared. I was just so excited to even put my name on the train. You know, so boom, I just did my thing. And that was it, man. I seen it roll, ride by, and I just got mad excited.
What did you feel the first time you seen that?
The first time I seen Graffiti, man, is like the first time I heard hip-hop, G. It was like amazed, man. You know what I'm saying? I was amazed. Like I said, just standing there trying to figure out, like, yo, and then trying to think of what was the brother thinking that flamed it up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm a mental person, you know what I'm saying? I don't just look at things. I look at it, and I'll be like, yo, what was my man thinking? Or trying to figure it out, or, you know what I'm saying? I'm real mental. So like when I first seen Graffiti, man, I was amazed, man, you know?
Graffiti is all real, you know what I'm saying? And also it's an expression, you know what I'm saying, of one's inner self. You know what I'm saying? And it's all right, as long as it's in the right places. You know what I'm saying? And back in the days, I used to do it too. You know what I'm saying? Used to go down to the train yards and shit, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Spray my name on trains and all of that stuff.
Cope2, KD, TNF, nigga, king.
Let these niggas know how you destroyed shit back in the day. Let these niggas know.
I ain't really, come on, man. How you gonna tell niggas I destroy
you? You caught the streets, you got it. Regardless, man, you did yours. You paid dues.
Just,
Let
you
niggas
know,
know.
just, you know, me and Brim bombing, you know what I'm saying? Doing shit, you know what I'm saying? We just thought it was a need for niggas to hit, you know, being that you couldn't hit the trains and they would run. We just thought it was a need for us to kill the streets. Me and Cope did a couple of things together. This is my man right here, dog.
Niggas don't know how we get down.
Me and Cope2, nigga. Y'all niggas better recognize what the deal is, man.
What's that, Rusto?
Yeah, this is Rusto. Stop force. Beautifies as it protects. Protects my throw-ups.
Throw-ups are fresh. I mean, you go out there and do like 100 throw-ups. You know, like
20 or 30 will fucking get dogged, but you still got a couple of hundred running. You know, that's what's dope about throw-ups. It's like throw-ups are like you're taking a chance with them. You go out there, scatter them all around and see which ones live. You know, see which ones of the toys are gonna get jealous and jock and cross out and put fake names.
What do you think about this Cope tag, man?
Nice, man. And representing. Representing. It's art. Making the wars look pretty. People like this, the mayor should give money to. Making the place look pretty.
I like to refer to him to other people as the self-appointed ambassador of graffiti, the mayor of New York as far as graffiti goes. It's amazing what he's done to keep the movement, or somewhat attempt to keep it a perpetual type movement. Whereas once all the other old dinosaurs that are involved in graffiti, they just went upon their ways, raised a family, or trying to seek a profitable ways by trying to legitimize the art where he kept it where it was at and where it belongs.
KD, man, been around for a long time, man. I'm talking about late 81, early 82. We came out with the group Kids Destroy, and we turned it into Kings Destroy. But to get down with KD, man, nowadays, you just have to, represent yours, man. Be a king in your own world and just go out there and destroy. That's what it's all about.
So how you first got down with KD?
All right, when I first got down KD, I remember I used to be bombing. You know, I met fucking this guy named Daze, he's Arcade Crew. He's also one of the top KD members. He was the one that fucking filtered down to me. You know, how to bomb, how to hit shit, where to go, how you do shit, you know. And he used to tell me back in the days how all the layups used to be. So, that shit like got me excited. When years came by, and like in 92, that's when I met Cope. He like fucking schooled me on graff and shit, and that's where I started fucking maintaining my respect, my fame, going out bombing. You know what I'm saying? Until years now that we in 1998, I got into piecing, fucking doing wars. I fucking went all city. First was the bombing, going all city, having beef with fucking niggas from Brooklyn. From there, I settled down. I got into fucking clean train movement, and it was over, man. It was just like, damn.
See, this is what happens when you train your troopers correctly. This is what we call gods of destruction, right here.
A lot of writers nowadays are killing rooftops, like my boy Spec. He's definitely one of the new upcoming kings. That's why he's representing Kings Destroy and Gods of Destruction. He has definitely destroyed the Bronx. The 4-line rooftops, the 2s and 5s, he has destroyed it. Rooftops definitely can be dangerous also because sometimes they have silent alarms, and if you're on a rooftop where it has an alarm and the shit goes off, you can be doing a fucking throw up. You look down, before you know it, the whole fucking rooftop will be surrounded with the whole precinct, and you'll be fucked. They can charge you for trespassing, burglary,